Namaste. Welcome to the beginning of another live Sangha, possibly the last one hosted on this platform. We'll find out. All things come to pass, but consciousness does not. It remains ever the same, in spite of all of our feelings that also come and go. I trust that you are feeling as well as you can be in this moment, despite whatever circumstances may be prevailing in your life at this time. I'm here for you. If there's any way in which I can make this space more inclusive for you, that would be my goal as your humble host. Welcome to our first guests. Hello, dear It's All Legos. Thank you for your 11 tiny tinies. Yippee! Much love, dear Kristen. I'm sure I'll see you soon, the full sunder. Namaste, dear Storm Cole. Appears to be glitching. Well, we'll try to make do with what we have. Let me just make sure the audio is working. Hello, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. Let's take a deep breath together. Keep our hearts open. I look forward to hearing how you all are, or any insights that you may have had since last time. Hello, dear Paige. Radhe or Radhe, dear Magdalene Priyaji. We'll begin with an invocation. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karva Vahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvisha Vahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om. May the Divine protect us both together. May the Divine nourish us both together. May our studies be vigorous and effective, and may we not mutually dispute or hate any. Om. May there be peace in us. May there be peace in our environment, and may there be peace in the forces that act on us. Namaste, dear Misty. I'm doing well, thank you for asking, Paige. How are you? Hello, Anna. Hello, Shakira. Welcome, dear Orla. Oli! Thank you, dear Taro. And greetings, Eli, from Thailand. Hello. I'm grateful to be here with you all. May we breathe in divine connection. I invite all of our energies to come in tandem and harmonize. You are good, dear Paige. I'm happy to hear that. But sad about TikTok, understandably. I'm sure I'll see you soon too, dear Forrest. You are welcome to check out all the different platforms I'm on. Fortunately, it's more than just this app. These sanghas will continue. But we'll have one last hurrah here, perhaps. Hello, dear Kev. Thank you. You're still hopeful, dear Fidelifo. Me too. Whatever happens, it shall be meant to be. Hello, dear Aesthetically Feral. I'll be seeing you, dear Tamia. Hello, Bree. Thank you for your presence here. I'll see you soon, dear Groovy Woman. I'm grateful for you. Hello, dearest G to Infinity. Om Kring Mahāmṛtyuñjaya Namaha. Hello, Noor. I am dressed like the army of Shiva. That's right. I've got all my spare cartridges here, made up of Rudraksha beads, the fiercest of weapons. Yeah, that's right, Noor. Oh, if I wasn't able to see you again, dear Ascan too, I'd miss you too. Fortunately, I know that's not true. I'm sorry to hear of your feelings tonight, dear Sky Guardian. I'm here for you, just as I am here for all of you. Thank you, dear Anna. My mom just cut my hair yesterday. And thank you, dear Flow with Paige, for your 11 tiny tinies. Yahoo! Namaskaram, dear Ragnhildur. Nice to see you here, dear Alicia. Long time viewer you are. Much love, dear Kristen. Oh yes, I'm so talented at piano, in fact, that I'm just playing with my toes. I must be. While multitasking. Hello, dear Donsuela. Oh, it was so nice to see you live today. That was fun. I wish you many more of them. Thank you, dear Paige. And thank you, Alicia, for your rose. Om Dum Durgai Namah. Thank you, dear Weasel Blaster. So nice that you came in to say hello and goodbye. You all are funny. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be lots of feelings here tonight, and I hope to acknowledge them all with compassion. I hope we have a light-hearted live stream with joy and laughter. It's nice to have you here, dear DLP. So, other than the bittersweet melancholy of tonight's live stream, it'll be particularly regular. I will be reading from another section of The Journey Home momentarily. And then we'll go into Manana, where we can dive into Q&A. Let me bring up the book cover for all those who wish to know what we're reading. Let us embrace joy amidst our emotions. Dear Hermetic Vibrations, you can find me on, come join the Discord server, linked in the link tree in the bio. You just click on the little icon, that's Discord's logo. Looks like a video game controller with 2 eyes. Hello and goodbye, dear Sheila. Thank you, dear Sammy. I will take care of myself, just as I trust you shall too. And hello, dear Ambrosia. I send you peace and love, dear Alicia. And thank you for being a part of this space too, It's All Egos. Good night, dear Anna. May you have a most wonderful dream and wake up in peace. Indeed, Donsuela. We will find a way. I'm happy to have you here, dear Denise. Yes. Alcohol is something that we believe can drown our sorrows. But little do we know that sorrows swim really well, actually. Unfortunately. But there is a way. There is always a way. And I'm here for you. One day at a time. I'll certainly give my kitties lots of hugs for you all, dear Alicia. And thank you, Beluga Beluga, for your donut. Om Dham Namaschandraya. Oh yeah, I'll explore streaming on other apps, no problem. Dear Jaguar, you wonder if I'm American? I am Canadian, in this lifetime at least. Oh, I'm unfamiliar with that, dear Avetis. But if any new being crosses paths with me, I'll happily learn from them, whether they are human or otherworldly. There's something in everyone's experience for us to appreciate. Thank you for giving us heart hugs, dear Magdalene Priyaji. Yeah, that's a great point, dear Orla. Good evening, Queen Silver Foxy. Hello, Pink Panda. And Dasa Maitreya. This video has ads. Oh, no. I'm switching videos right now. It's been 6 days since I've applied. Can't have jazz music in the background with ads in it. That defeats the whole purpose of a relaxing atmosphere. Here we go. Thank you, dear Orphic Dreams, for your heart mate. And 31 roses. Om Namah Shivaya. Dasa Maitreya, thank you for your rose as well. Radhe oh Radhe. And thank you, Starlight Wow, for your rose. And tiny. Yippee! Dear Orla, you ask about how to accept death and hear a lot, and you're struck that somehow you've been brought the opportunity to practice. It feels divinely heartbreaking. What a beautiful adjective, divinely heartbreaking. Yeah. Grief is a horrible thing, but it's also a beautiful thing, because it transforms our heart and ultimately leaves it more bare, more raw, more real. Oh good, happy to have you there, dear Hermetic Vibrations. Thank you for being here, dear Tryptamine Vibrations. Hello, Crossfires. That may be true, dear Patty Lou. That's who. That rhymed very well. I'm not sure what the blip was that you're referring to, dear Flen, but being in Canada, I am surviving a lot of things, which I'm very grateful for. And if any of you ever have the opportunity to come to Canada, please come. I think you'll like it here. It's a good country. Thank you, dear Dub Darker, for your heart, me, and rose as well. Rama Rama and Orphic Dreams, thank you for another tiny. Yippee! Good evening, Mrs. Charm. Flow with Paige, you're wondering, have I been to Alaska? No, I've never left my country, actually. I've only even been to only a handful of cities in my whole life. I haven't traveled far. But my heart sure has. Cultures around the world. Dear DB, you're wondering, have I ever suffered from grief? I haven't suffered from grief per se, because grief is not something to suffer from, but a most wonderful transformation that takes place in the heart. I've had many things to grieve from, but the grief itself was healing. How can we suffer that which is healing? Thank you, Inevitable, for your trio of roses. Hare Krishna. And I wish everyone who's going through grief a time to allow themselves to process all their feelings. Hello, dear Sauce. I've got a big mala today, dear Donsuela. Yes, I do. You know what that means. Thank you for noticing, dear Om. Dear Patty Lou, you ask, how is grief healing? It's healing because it's exactly what you need to go through in order to process your feelings. Grief is the restructuring of the heart. And just like cleaning your room, it might get messy for the first half. More messy than when you started. You've pulled out all the furniture, your chair has now become a refuge for all sorts of different clothes and knickknacks, and there's stuff in piles around your room, but then it begins to get better, and things start going where they need to be, and by the end of it, you'll have definitely made all that temporary chaos worth it, bringing in a new order. I think the same is true for our heart when we grieve. It gets very messy very quickly, but slowly but surely, that mess begins to settle, and we uncover a beautiful space there to help us in our next journeys. Welcome, dear Negrom. Radhe or Radhe. Salutations to the Divine Mother. Namaskaram, dear Stevie G. Oh, I'll see lots of you in the future, dear Inevitable, don't worry. I'm happy to hear about that, dear It's All Legos. Thank you for being here, dear Joel. Much love. You're absolutely right, it's all Legos. Grief may feel like part of the self is dying, but something new takes its place. Fiddleleaf, you wrote that you heard once that grief is the love that doesn't know where to go yet. Indeed. Mrs. Charm, that is right, I am on YouTube. I post these live streams on there. Yamsox lives, it's all linked in the link tree in my bio. Oh, you are very loved too, dear Magdalene Rangy. Thank you, Tatwamasi, for your quintet of roses. Jai Nisargadatta Maharaj. Stevie J, you sent in your music for the show and tell submission. You know you're late, but can we play today? I think we can. Yeah, why don't we do it right now, actually? Before we crack open the journey home, let's listen to your song. Let me find it for you. I just won't have text on screen. Or maybe I will. I can just do the text live. Last time we did Jo-san's song, maybe one day, which was very lovely. There we go. Turn down the background music. Make sure I have this available to play. Okay. That's all set up for you, dear Stevie G. So may our attention go to the only S for a moment as you share show and tell called Hooponopono in this life. This is a song that was both freestyled and written. The woman who gave me the melody said I could make a song with it, and she called the melody Hooponopono. Hooponopono is a Hawaiian practice of forgiveness and reconciliation that involves expressing remorse, gratitude and love. I poured my heart into this song, and now I would like to share the song with all of you. This is an old song. The song is out on all platforms. Enjoy. Let's take a listen to it together.
Sisters, all the sons and daughters, tell me what truly is right and what is wrong. All this war start, cause no one seems to get along. And I am taking fall, cause I have it all. The war's inside, they love to brawl, they tear me up. They watch me fall, and I am trying to rise, but I don't know if I see the prize. I just wanted to sleep, but no, I had to wake up at 3, shouting at divinity like, why me, why me? So very angry, all I want is everlasting peace. It's all about working together, communication with one another. I brought this on myself because I'm a lover. Face the consequences, I shall not falter. In this life, in this life, in this life. In this life, in this life, in this life. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. Seemed like a never-ending battle. I had to buckle down, I had to straddle. Inside my head, it seemed to rattle, and I didn't know who to go to tattle. I called upon my guides, I called upon the light, I called upon divine, and I was left to cry. So I was like, why? And now I am only left to find, in this life, 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 in this life.
That touched my heart. Thank you so much for sharing that, dear Stevie G. I concur with what dear G wrote. These lyrics seem strangely synchronous for me today. Thank you, Stevie J. Strangely beautiful. I agree, dear Chloe. So touching. Yeah, that's right, dear Shakira. Always grateful to have you share what comes from the heart, dear Stevie G. It had a unique quality. It did. Yeah, very authentic, very real. Well, if any of you ever want to share another thing for the show and tell, you're always welcome to check out the submission form in the link tree in the bio. Happy to hold space for the things that you create. Namaste. I like how you submitted that last minute. That was perfect timing. Hello, dear little black muse. And hello, everyone who submitted something. Or, sorry. Well, yes, that's true. Thank you, everyone, whoever submitted something to the show and tells we did. But thank you, everyone who joined while we were listening to that show and tell. Dear Negrom, you ask, when you meet the love of your life in one life and reincarnate to the next, do you meet them again? Of course. But sometimes they may come as a puppy to love you from two little beady eyes in the body of a chihuahua. And after that, they come in the form of a butterfly that may land on your nose. And then after that, they may come as your own child to know what it's like to receive your tender care in yet another form of love. When one soul promises another, I will love you forever and always and in all forms, the soul means that. In this lifetime, I may love you as a brother. In the next lifetime, I may love you as a mother. And in the next lifetime, I may love you as a significant other. Maybe it's a good thing we don't remember, and we just feel the love. Thank you, dear Hazard Cider, for your ice cream cone and your nonette of finger heart. Om Kang Jahnavyay Namah. And dear Fiddle Leaf Fig, thank you for your hanging lights. Om Vasudevaya Namah. Fiddle Leaf, you're right. Your dog was definitely your last soulmate. I believe you. Hugo, you're wondering where I'll be. After TikTok, I'll be around. Don't worry. We'll find each other. Just like Fiddle Leaf's dog found her. And thank you, A Study in Food, for your half a dozen tiny tinies. Yippee! Love transcends all forms beautifully. And may you feel the love here. That's probably true. Dear lovable eccentricity, VPNs, virtual private networks exist. They can take your internet anywhere in the world. Dear Austin, you ask, where will you find me? You can find me in every cup of tea. There's also the link tree in my bio that connects my other platforms. Everyone's welcome to join the Discord server, Hridaya Kasha. And I suspect we'll get an influx of new members soon. So, if anyone wants to help moderate, please volunteer on the Discord server, that is. Now, I would like to continue where we left off reading The Journey Home, an autobiography of an American Swami. Our author, young adult, has gone away from home to explore Europe. And the person who was providing for the expenses of the trip, they had their money stolen. They had to go back home. But our protagonist, our author, did not want to go home. Even with no money to their name, they continued exploring Europe in the counterculture movement of the 60s and 70s. So, may this reading relax your mind and awaken your heart. Here we are continuing in the middle of the second chapter. We continued our expedition Using a little bit of the money we had saved for boat fares, we hitchhiked to the Hook of Holland and took a ferry across the English Channel to United Kingdom. Grey clouds discharged a misty drizzle. The ship surrendered to the movement of the waves below, slowly moving up and down. As we lunged forward, cutting into the choppy sea, I mused on where I was heading. At 19, I ought to be preparing for a career, but I had no inclination to do so. Where was I going? Why couldn't I focus seriously on anything besides the ideals that filled my head? I had a vague concept of spirituality, but no hint of my future. I spotted a row of life preservers fastened to the side of the ferry and prayed to be thrown such a life preserver to rescue me from the sea of uncertainties. If a person does not have an ideal he's ready to die for, I recalled, he has nothing meaningful to live for. I left my homeland in search of that ideal, but I was like a leaf careening in the wind, not knowing where I was going. Suddenly, the stunning white cliffs of Dover appeared from behind the cloud of fog. The ferry soon docked at the coast, and we were funneled through British immigration. The officials stared at us with suspicion. Gary was about 5'8" and lean, his flowing brown hair, beard, and striking face evoking the frequent comment that he resembled Jesus Christ. He wore blue jeans, a green t-shirt, and canvas shoes. A raggedy old U.S. Army surplus backpack and sleeping bag were strapped to his shoulders. As for me, despite my long hair, my childish face could not for the life of it grow a mustache or beard. I wore grey pinstripe jeans, a grey turtleneck, and a black vest. For those who knew me, this simple black vest had become my trademark. I wore it every day for well over a year. A faded brown duffel bag and a sleeping bag were slung over my shoulder, and moccasins covered my feet. Standing in line, we were the targets of unsavory stares and comments by government officials. When we reached the desk, we meekly held out our U.S. passports, only to be pulled into a room. Minutes later, 2 customs officials and a bobby entered, staring us down. The leader wore a grey suit and brown tie. He commanded, "Search them for drugs." Dumping the contents of my bag on the table, the officer found nothing but one green t-shirt, a pair of underpants, a toothbrush, hairbrush, a bar of soap, the Bible, and the little pamphlet from Randall's Island. The man grimaced. "That's all you have?" Timidly, I responded, "That's it, sir. Besides this, I held out my harmonica." Gary, too, was searched. Then came the loaded question, "How much money are you carrying?" When we showed them our meager funds, their disgust turned to wrath. The leader's face reddened. "We don't need animals like you in our country," he spewed. "We'll cut off all your bloody hair and throw you in jail." Turning to a bobby, he ordered, "Get the scissors and cut their hair to the scalp." They then stripped us of all clothes and scrutinized every inch of our belongings. Next, they launched into a long interrogation that seared our minds. Finally, with the words, "You're in big trouble," they stormed out of the room. Anxiety-stricken, Gary and I could not speak a word. We passed an hour in isolation, anxiously waiting word of our fates. Eventually, 2 bobbies flung open the doors, grabbed us by the arms, and drove us down a corridor. When we reached customs, they shoved us through the gate with the words, "One wrong move, and you're in jail." They stamped our passports, and we were free. Still shaken, we found ourselves on the roadside, grateful for the beauty of the English countryside, our thumbs out. A car stopped, and we jumped in. A young girl and her boyfriend smiled, while their Scottish terrier leapt on our legs. "Where are you going?" the girl asked. "We're not sure," Gary answered. The boy swigged from a bottle of beer and said, "We're traveling ahead to a rock festival at the Isle of Wight. It'll be a jolly good time. Why not join us, mates?" Gary and I smiled in agreement, and we were off, the barking terrier licking at our faces. We crossed by ferry to the island and were soon cast into the swarming multitude of counterculture. The enormous gathering was set amid green hills and valleys. At the fences, angry police with attacked dogs battled against ticketless pilgrims as the bands played on. 3 days and nights of sensational performances were in full swing. Marijuana smoke filled the air, and people were dropping acid left and right. Men and women slid together down the hillsides in the mud, and more half-naked bodies writhed in time to the music. One night, while rains poured out of the sky, Gary and I were not far from the stage when Jimi Hendrix came on to perform. He wore an orange velvet suit with flowing sleeves, but seemed otherwise quite subdued. Gone was the guitar-burning showman I'd seen before. Tonight he was very much the serious musician. He played his warped, woofing version of the Star-Spangled Banner. Here was one of the icons of my generation, a prophet of the counterculture, delivering a message of freedom to express oneself without taboos, of rebellion against the establishment. To my mind, the message was to follow my heart regardless of popular opinion. The music was thunderous and seemed to shake the hills, stir the sea, and scatter the clouds. But the silent call within me, one I couldn't yet name, seemed louder still. After the concert, Gary and I were picked up by a van packed with rowdy travelers headed toward London. Seeking refuge, I looked through my bag and picked out the pamphlet the strange monk on Randall's Island had given me. On the back cover was a photograph of a man sitting under a tree. His large, almond-shaped eyes appeared to be glistening with ecstasy. Although he was very old, his expression shone with the innocence of a child. He was dressed in a turtleneck, and his smile radiated peace. I did not know who he was, or even where he was from, but I was struck. If anyone in this creation has spiritual bliss, I thought, it's this person. Sometime later, we were staying in a small apartment in the suburb of London with some brothers we'd met at the Isle of Wight. One of the brothers was reading the newspaper. His face turned pale as he looked up and groaned. "What is it?" we asked him. "I've got bloody bad news for you, mates. Jimi Hendrix is dead." "No! What happened?" I asked. Our host placed the newspaper down as if in slow motion. The London paper says that last night he overdosed on sleeping pills and choked on his vomit. Gary dropped his head into his hands. I felt as if the wind had been knocked out of me. What should I learn from this? I asked myself. Hendrix had everything the world craves, and at such a young age, wealth, fame, and amazing talent. But he was dissatisfied. This idol for our generation became a victim of his own excesses. Thousands were proclaiming sex, drugs, and rock and roll as the progressive way to live. Freedom was their highest value, but were they really free? I thought of all the wonderful people I'd met who were part of the counterculture, but also of those who seemed merely wild and ungrateful. I thought of how gratitude had been the most important value my mother and father had taught my brothers and me. Did I really want to be a part of all this? I certainly didn't fit in with my parents' generation. Where would I fit in? Please, God, show me. With these thoughts, I offered a prayer for Jimmy. I was already beginning to feel disillusioned with the movement that I had rejected social and family norms to join. I'd once had a dream that the counterculture would create an enlightened world, but now I felt that the more destructive elements of the movement, such as rebellion for rebellion's sake and for the sake of personal pleasure, had won out. With the useless, tragic death of Jimi Hendrix, my dream had all but died. Still, like a man on the verge of death may struggle for one last chance to survive, I was about to dive into the excesses of my generation like never before. Let's pause our reading of The Journey Home there for now. And in whatever way possible, I look forward to reading with you as we continue this adventure together next time. Namaste. Welcome everyone that joined while we were reading. Now my attention can return on the comment section. Oh, pardon me. Thank you, dear Flow with Paige, for your trio of hand hearts. Here's some for you. Om Gang Ganapataye Namah. Salut, dear Mikish Gaming. Much love. I'm sure I'll get to hear that from you more. Thank you for listening, dear Michelle. Hello, dear Leo. Hello, Genius. Happy to have you here. So that concludes our Shravana, the portion dedicated to listening from new experiences. Thank you, Stevie G, for sharing your song, and thank you for listening again, everyone. Now we can transition to Manana, the middle third of the Sangha, dedicated to processing our experiences. Hello, dear Reina Priyaji. Dearest Marlon, you wonder, am I going to be live on Instagram or YouTube? Yeah, something like that. I'll figure it out. Hello, Purusha's Mouth. I'll keep you all updated on the Discord server. That's the main refuge for the community. I could also probably stream just from the Discord server too. There's a stage channel that I can add. It's very similar to this. There's an audience and there's people on stage. You can have multiple people on stage too. It's all linked in the link tree in my bio. I've got an Instagram. I've got a couple of YouTubes. If you ever want to message me, there's WhatsApp, Telegram, email. This is by far from my only platform. Don't you worry. But of course, I'll always upload the recordings of these live streams to Yamsox Lives. Our community will stay connected. There is diversity on the platforms of the internet. I will keep you all informed and engaged. Yeah, the voice chat is another thing, dear Stevie G. I'm glad you brought that up. For those that don't know how Discord works, it's kind of like all you could ever ask for in an internet group chat. There's all sorts of different rooms you can enter, many of them certain scenes and various apps and features, and you can personalize your username and profile picture and have colors. You can learn from each other. There's resources. You can share videos and pictures and voice messages and links. And there's voice chats to be able to communicate with each other too. There's forum channels. It's a really optimized way to express yourself in a community on the internet. Yeah, I think YouTube is a reasonable choice to stream from. I could also do Zoom. That's true. I was thinking about that for a while, for some more private or personal sanghas. We could really go deep. And have a nice structure. Dear Jessica, you're sad. You can't believe you still never got my hair care routine. It's because I don't have one, dear Jessica. Not because I wouldn't tell you. If I had one, I would tell you. I promise. I just kind of let my hair do its thing. Sometimes I don't even use anything. But if my mom gets me something or my grandma for Christmas, I'll just use whatever that is. I don't pay attention to the brand or label. Literally, I kid you not, I just read the bag, and if it tells me that it goes in first, I take a Sharpie and I draw the number 1 on top. And then if another thing says it goes in after, then I get a Sharpie and I draw the number 2 on it. And so I just have my number 1, my number 2 maybe. Sometimes there's a number 3. Sometimes there's nothing. No, you make the inner world joyful, and your body begins to express that joy. It's true. Over the years, my facial structure has even changed just from going on a spiritual journey. You take care of the inside. The outside gets taken care of too. Anyway, enough about my hair. But it's good to engage in self-care. Thank you, dear Marcy, for your heart me. Om Arm Arm Ashvinibhyam Namah. Dear Hybrid Jen, thank you for your rosa as well. Hare Krishna. Oh, thank you. I get G approved length of hair for the curls. Something I wouldn't have thought of. That the longer hair you have, the more gravity there is on the curl. But that makes sense. I'll always be accommodating for you, dear Magdalene Breyaji. Yes, that's true, Marlon. Dear Crossfires, you share. For some reason, you're not able to like the broadcast. Who knows what is happening? Various functions of TikTok might be shutting down. Oh well. I will happily go down with the ship. Sounds good, dear Stevie G. That sounds very vivid, dear Medium Rare. Yeah, I've had dreams like those. It's amazing. It's amazing. The states of consciousness, waking, dream, and deep sleep. Well, I will consider Instagram lives too, dear little Black Muse, yes. Thank you, dear Anne, for your rose. Om Am Namah Parashaktaye. There are new ships indeed, dear Lumi. Thanks, Marcy. All the best to your journey too. You're right, dear Marlon. There are alternatives to TikTok. Good, good. Stay in touch, everyone. Thank you, Anne, for your rose. And thank you, Pure Pathetic. Sorry, Pure Possibilities. Om Ram Brahmane Namah. Now, I have a question for all of you today. This is my question of the day. Today I ask of you, if you knew that you might never see someone again, how do you say goodbye with closure? You never know. But if you did, if you held that possibility in mind, how would you fulfill that awareness? Crossfires, you share. You don't, because they will stay at your heart forever in mind. I love that. Dear Deist Dino, you share, probably with a lot of hugging and crying. I love that. I love a good messy goodbye. Grateful Human, you share, by shedding light on the truth of its illusory reality. Oh, how beautiful. I like that. In silent, intentional hugs, shares little black muse. I love that. Hello, dear Sakura. Please feel free to share your thoughts openly, everyone. I'm not looking for a right answer. Oh, who knows what will happen, dear Sky Guardian? If it'll leave you trying to be fully present with them, absolutely. It was real, shares Cole. I like that. Real indeed. Lumi, you share, you don't know, as you'll know, that you'll see them again in some way, in memory or in person. I like that. Michelle, you're right. Your heart is a child. It doesn't understand endings. And that's a very wise truth that echoes from our inner child. There are no true endings. Hybrid Jen, you share an eye stare for a while. I love that. That's beautiful. I like that. Deist Dino, you share, you're attached to all of your friends too much not to be absolutely shattered by any of them leaving. And what a blessing you are for them. What a privilege it is for you to be friends with them, and vice versa. What a privilege your friendship is. Stevie G, you share, you give them a lot of good vibes, energies, love, hugs, kisses, and make them feel good. You've covered many bases with that one answer. I'm impressed. Well done. And good evening, dear Strawberry Star Bunny. Thank you, dear Pagan. I'm sure I'll get to say hello to you again. Strawberry Star Bunny, you share maybe knowing we are all connected, no matter what is happening in the 3D. And thank you for your rose and Rosa. Om Harim Namah Shakti Shivaya. Stevie G, you're wondering, has everyone just been messaging in Telegram without your knowledge? Some people prefer that. I'm on there. Whatever works for you. Most people use Instagram to contact me when that works. Some use WhatsApp. Some use email. Indeed. We will certainly meet again somewhere, somehow, sometime. Dear High Vibration Franco. And hello, dear Marlon. Chloe, you share, you can say, you have brought an irreplaceable experience into my life, a unique connection. I would not be the same without you, writes Chloe. Ragnhildur, you share, a quality hug. I love you. And until next time, I know we will see each other again. Beautiful. Strawberry Star Bunny, you ask, are we saying goodbye because TikTok is going away? Where are we going? I think there may have been some influence on that in my question of the day. Although, just like many of you know, I won't truly be going anywhere. Yes, I'm on WhatsApp, dear little black muse. All my inboxes are always open. People can message me anytime. Chloe, you add, I appreciate the experience of knowing you and how it shaped me, if it's good. I think you can say that in any context, really. Even if it's been bad. We can appreciate the experience of knowing each other and how it shaped each other. Lessons are learnt regardless. I love all these various communication styles that you're hinting to everyone. We'll meet again, shares Lumi. Don't know where, don't know when. I love that, Uru. In case I don't see you, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I'll be seeing you again, dear. Naurwakri Grassi. Dear Cassie, thank you for your trio of tiny nineties. Yippee! Dear Crossfires, you share, I'm probably going to be getting a lot more messages if you don't get to see me. Oh, I look forward to it. There's also the Discord server. You can talk to each other there. May our karma dance beautifully. Oh, Chloe, you are such a poet. Hello, dear Blue Star Sapphire. I'll always be with you, dear Stevie G. Nimbus Rex, you ask, what's my journey? Just beginning, never ending, taking place entirely in this moment. That is right, dear Vibrating Buddha. I'm in Canada. Dear Pagan, so nice to have you here. Your energy is a delightful addition. I love to see comments like that, dear little black muse. It is such a wonderful thing that we offer each other in this space, care. Care for our bodies and minds, and of course, most importantly, our spirit souls. Sort of Taoist, dear Chloe, you're right. It could be that we meet each other again across lives, like you and others have said. And you feel that's true. Me too. Maybe that's why we call it a live stream, because it captures in it the feeling of being alive. Here, now, where life takes place. Dear Magdalene, you write, you'd say goodbye with openness rather than closure. In doing so, would be closure. How paradoxically astute observational of you. Dearest G, you write that you know you will always see your loved ones again. Case in point, everyone I love is here right now. That deserves a ding. Or a couple. Dear Thais, please tell me if I can pronounce your name in a more appropriate way. You ask, do I believe in aliens? I believe that no matter what form of life comes in, it is all an extension of the same life. And therefore, there are many beings that I have yet to meet, but my heart is open to them all. I'm sorry the goodbyes have been a damper on your spirit, dear little black muse. But it is an important part of processing the inevitable change of life. And I celebrate the gift that is this moment to embrace our openness over closure and cherish love in this space. Stevie G, you also write, depending on who it is, you'll probably cry a lot, but you'll just be with them until our last time. So wonderful to have you here. Oh, the extraordinary one. That's my pseudonym for not the average one. Walia, you were wondering, where in Canada? I live on Vancouver Island. Dear Sarah, you write that you never got to say goodbye to your brother. Well, if you did, dearest Sarah, what would you say? I hope to hold space for this opportunity beyond time here for you now. Hello, dear Talon. That's right, dear Stevie J. Michelle, you shared, don't cry because it's over. Attack everything around you. Do spin attacks. I trust that's a reference, but it's funnier because I don't know the context. You want that instrument, dear Oro? These manjira, oh, I love them a lot. Singing bowls are lovely too. Tattvamasi, you ask, why does a close encounter with death usually take one on a spiritual path? Well, it's a wake-up call, isn't it? You've been dreaming. Death jolts you awake, says, who am I really? What am I losing? Am I truly this body, and without it I will be gone? Or am I something more? That is the very nature of a spiritual inquiry. Just like the story of Ramana Maharshi, he had a sudden and dramatic fear that death could strike at any moment. So, he went through the process of death in that moment, consciously. Suppose I were to die. Let me get it over with, he said. And he was, 14 years old, I think? Something like that. He laid on the floor, held his breath, felt his body shutting down, his vital forces, his prana ceasing, and the mind coming to a still too. And what he discovered was something that cannot die. As true as it is to say the sky is blue, or that 2 + 2 = 4, an unshakable conviction arose. Susan, you write, it's never goodbye. It's see you later. Pardon me. See you later. I love that. Little Black Muse, you share. It's okay if you see it fit to have closure. I accept that fully, with love and kindness. How humble of you. Dear Reina Priyaji, you share, you can't with goodbyes too much. Yes, I know how you feel. But these things are unavoidable. If we don't say goodbye sometimes, then there will be a time in which our grief becomes perhaps a little more intense than it needs to be. You either get it over with or you save it for later. And by the time later comes around, maybe you do have better tools to process it. I can't judge. Chloe, you write that Thich Nhat Hanh said, thanks to impermanence, anything is possible. I love that. I echo that, dear Babblefishy. Thanks for your camaraderie, American friends. And Dalen, you write, a hug and a kiss for good luck is always nice. Indeed. Dear Blue Star Sapphire, you ask if I'm on the gram. Instagram? Yeah. Or the metric unit? Heaven, yeah. We love weighing things in grams, measuring time in seconds, and distance in meters, and temperature in Celsius. You can count me on the gram. You can count me on the meto. The meto, well, that's a new one for me. I didn't mean to say meto, but we should call it that. I hereby decree that it no longer be called a meto, or meter, but now a meto. Kilometers. Anyway. My big, massive hugs to everyone. Cheers, Magdalene Priyaji. Sarah, you would say, you will always be in your heart. With our combined energy here, I wish to pass that message on to your dear brother. And I feel that it is received through faith. And Chloe, you write, if the pine cone didn't die, the pine tree wouldn't be born. That's beautiful. Dearest Sky Guardian G, you ask if this question is inspired by the TikTok ban. It may be. It may be. Thank you, Danielle, for the pair of tiny tinies that you had sent a minute ago. Yippee! Dear Hare Krishna, thank you for your tiny tiny too. Hare Krishna! And Hybrid Jen, thank you for that hot mustache. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Dear Kims, you share, you just lost your grandma yesterday. Her physical body indeed is returning to Mother Earth. But you have not lost that connection, that love of a grandmother. May this be an appropriate question for you to grieve, and I send you my condolences. Welcome, dear Eva Bull. I'm honored to have you here. Dear Victoria, in reference to our question of the day, you could never. You would act like a total teenager or baby. That's sweet. It's real. It's authentic. Sarah, you write that it's the unknown that scares you. Uncertainty can be terrifying. But uncertainty is also just a way of describing possibilities. From uncertainty to possibility, anything is possible. I'll see you again soon, dear Eva Bull. Don't worry. All your loved ones are here with you, dear Chloe. Yes. A good reminder, Daniel, for deep breaths. Dear Azares, I will be live someplace else. You'll just have to allow me to keep you updated. Join the Discord, I'll let you know the next place I'll be live. Dear Imari, you share, you don't bring anything up, and you just say goodbye. It's powerful. Much love, dear Zed Henson. Thank you, dear Grandelovin. Hybrid Jen asks, has anyone seen The Golden Girls, that song, Thank You for Being a Friend? And thank you, Hare Krishna, for a septet of tiny, tiny. Jaya Sita Rama. That was pretty cute. And as a raise, you are reminded of a quote by J. Krishnamurti. You are never afraid of the unknown. You are afraid of the known coming to an end. That's beautiful. Ciao, dear Fide. And I know I ask difficult questions sometimes, dear Marlon. But even if the question is difficult, the answer may come easy. And Chloe, you share, when you actually had to say goodbye, you didn't know it was final. And we sobbed and sobbed, but she's still here. Thank you for sharing that, Chloe. And thank you, Jenny, for the pair of roses you sent. Om Brahm Bhairvaya Namo Namah. Marlon, you write that a childhood friend whose family knows your dad's family transitioned to the afterlife. I imagine this question is very hard-hitting for you at this moment. And I hope to hold space for you and your family's emotions during this transition. Our collective grief honors our connections. One thing we can do is cherish the memories of loved ones and know that love transcends physical farewells. You are very astute, dear Azares. Dear Samra, you share you won't say goodbye. You're right that you love us all, and you thank us for this amazing space that has changed your life. Beautiful. Dear Inasya, you ask, where can you find me? Well, I'm sure I'll be perusing your dreams from time to time. You can say hi to me in the astral world. There's also Discord, if that's easier. Stevie G, you share? After the goodbyes, you will have to just sit and stare while your tummy has knots. Yeah, we do hold a lot of emotions physically, especially in our tummy. I'm so honored to have you here, dear Chloe. Yes, this app will be missed by many, dear Space Dust. May we hold space for each other with compassionate hearts. May our love create lasting connection, and may our gratitude deepen our shared experience. And may our souls intertwine in dream. Sarah, you affirm we will meet again. Don't know where, don't know when. And Don Suela, before a dear friend passed a year ago, you told him he is always with you and that you love him. What a beautiful thing to say. And Crossfires, you share all your friends last a lifetime. Thank you for your Netflix recommendations, dear Stevie G. And Don Suela, you clarify you didn't say goodbye. It wasn't goodbye. Goodbye, dear Netashush. Much love. I'll see you soon. You can find me on many platforms, all linked in the link tree in my bio. Hello, dear Cody Jane. You changed your name to Kotaline, if that's how it's pronounced. Thank you, heart emoji, unicorn emoji, heart emoji, for another heart me from you. Om Karingalikaye Namah. And dear Inasya, thank you for your 2025 and heart me and ice cream cone and TikTok and rose. Hari Om Tat Sat. Dear Fideo ask, am I ending streaming here? I'll be still streaming. Both for a few hours here or until something happens that forces us to stop. And also on other platforms. Thank you, unicorn emoji, for your ice cream cone and rose and GG in 2025. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah. Stevie G at the top of his lungs writes, I love you all, everyone here. I love you so much. Don't ever forget. Much love, dear Anasya. Thank you for your flowers. Radhe, Radhe. And you are very loved, dear Stevie G. One love. Alright, let me pause our inquiry into the question of the day. Thank you all for exploring this together. I'm very grateful that we had a chance to explore some ways of saying goodbye, or rather, saying hello in our openness to stay connected in other ways. And that's right, dear Uru. Being Canadian, I will not be affected by the ban in America. But no Sanghi gets left behind. If not all of us can be joined here, then none of us can. So, I will always transition to make sure that our community is on a platform that works for as many people as possible. I will keep you all updated in the Discord server. And I welcome whatever new phase of our journey transpires together. All things come to pass. All things except for the things that are not things at all, of course. The no things, the nothingness, the consciousness, the loveliness. The link is in my bio. You know, on my profile, on everyone's profile, there's a bio, short for biography. Just below that, there should be a link. linktr.ee/YAMSOX. Should be there. You just tap on my profile. You'll see a URL, the only URL there. That's right, dear Magdalene Priyaji. Hridaya Kasha means family. And no Sanghi gets left behind or forgotten. Or I have to do that in my stitched voice, right?
Hridaya Kasha means family. And no Sanghi gets left behind or forgotten.
That's right, dear Uru. Yamsox. Just like my username. That's right, Stevie G. Next time, Sky Guardian G is going live. Sky Guardian, you're right. I would be so rich if I did voiceovers. I'm already rich in terms of the love that I get to share from all of you here. And I would be very poor without you. Thank you, dear Hybrid Jen, for your friendship necklace. Om Bhurбhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om. That is true, Uru. TikTok could come back. Who knows? I will transition gracefully with whatever happens, no matter what. Oh, thank you, dear Ragnhildr, for your galaxy. What a blessing it is to have you here. I'm so cherished. Yes, I know I'm cherished, but I meant to say, I cherish you so deeply. In spite of gifts never being necessary nor expected, I cherish the fact that your presence here is such a bright light for not only myself, but many Sanghis. Thank you. Om Bhurбhuvasvaha Om Haum Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Uvarukam Iva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat. Om Swaha Bhuvaha Bhuhu Om Saha Jom Haum Om. I like that, dear Crossfires. Truly, all the light that you all get to experience here is but a reflection of what's inside you. And I'm honored to be a funny shaped mirror. Dear Stevie G, you're wondering what mantra that is. That is called the Mahāmṛtyuñjaya mantra, meaning great death-defeating mantra. It's also named after the first few words, Triambakam. It's known as the Triambaka mantra, which means the three-eyed mantra, referring to Lord Shiva. Triambakam, the one who has three eyes, the one who has their third eye open, i.e. It is a hymn in the Rig Veda. Comes straight out of the Rig Veda, so that's why it also carries Rig Vedic intonation still. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Iva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshiya Mamritat. But if you dive deep into some scriptures, you'll know that the secret bijas that get appended before and after, that is Om Haum Jom Sa Om Bhurбhuvasvaha, same as the Gayatri mantra, and it ends with the same bijas but reversed. Om Swaha Bhuvaha Bhuhu Om Saha Jom Haum Om. I call it the cucumber mantra because it references a cucumber in Uvarukam. You pray to the three-eyed one, the one whose fame is fragrant, the increaser of nourishment. May you separate us from the stalk of death, like a cucumber is separated, but do not separate us from immortality, from deathlessness. Probably at least 3,000 years old, 3,000 by the most conservative scholarly estimate. Nice to have you here, dear JP. I'll see you again, don't worry. Dear Dane, you asked for thoughts about magic mushrooms. They are nature's back door into the mind if you really need it opened. But there's all sorts of spiritual experiences that you can have without needing to rely on anything outside of this body. All you need is here. But Stevie G would like me to teach you the Guru Puja mantra. Om Gurubhyo Namah. There are many mantras that can be given as a way of honoring the Guru. I don't actually know many myself. Om 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 Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnur Gurur Devo Maheshwara Guru Shakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. That means the Guru is the creator. The Guru is the sustainer. The Guru is Maheshwara, the great Lord, an epithet for Shiva, the one who brings about dissolution and finality. The Guru is the source of energy. The Guru is the ultimate reality, universal consciousness. To the Guru, salutations, salutations to thee. Dear, so far so good, so what? Thank you for the heart, mate. Om Namah Shivaya. I share your love for the cadence of the Rig Veda, dear Don Suela. Uru, you ask, can I open your third eye? I cannot open anyone's third eye. Only the individual whose third eye it is can open their own. What we can do is appear as divine to others. What it truly means to have one's third eye open, their Ajna chakra, is to be able to perceive the divinity within what is before you now. Therefore, since that lie in the eye of the beholder, it is up to the witness to find that divinity and what their eyes lay upon. The most that we could do is be good representatives for the divine ourselves, but even then, others may be ignorant to that, and there's nothing we can do about that, and that's okay. Dear Rav, I'd be happy to pray for your wife. I apologize. I'll be happy to pray for your wife. Rupinder. She worries too much. Well, sometimes the best wives do. It is in their nature to be careful, cautious, and concerned, especially if she is a mother also. But too much worry can distract her from her role and her true self She is like Durga. She is like Kali. Deep down, there is an inner strength and courage where she knows she need not have to worry. I pray that she realized that divinity within her. Om Dum Durgaya Namah. Om Karing Kaligaya Namah. Hello, dear Sean. Lots of good questions. I echo what Chloe shares. Ellen Watts said once, the door is open, go through it. Not in and out, in and out. Jordan, you had asked, do I think English can be chanted like Sanskrit, or is the structure not enough vowels? Actually, English has many vowels. They both share a root in Proto-Indo-European. I think you can chant English like Sanskrit. Do I think English can be chanted like Sanskrit, or the structure not enough vowels? That would be an example of Vedic intonation on that. But there's nothing like Sanskrit. You really can't beat it in terms of its ability to really bring out such a balanced phonetic geometry from the back of the mouth all the way to the front of the mouth. There's a lot of sounds that English doesn't have, like retroflex sounds. English doesn't differentiate between aspirates and non-aspirates. There is such a science and art behind Sanskrit. It's truly a divinely inspired language. But is it necessary on the spiritual path? No, of course not. There are many people that have reached great status in their spiritual journey without knowing a lick of any Sanskrit. It just really helps. Thank you, dear Hybrid Jen, for your quartet of roses. Om Kali Mahakali Kali Ge Parameshwari Sarvananda Kare Devi Narayani Namostute. Dearest Chloe, you ask, how important do I think it is to find a literal guru in our life? A literal guru as opposed to a figurative guru, as opposed to a metaphorical guru. In the flesh, it can be very important. Yeah. For absolutely the majority of people, they will benefit from having a teacher. As with any study, it's going to be very difficult to be a doctor if you never have a doctor to look up to and teach you. It's going to be incredibly hard to study history if you don't have a history professor. As with any subject in life, having someone who has that experience is an essential part. But if for whatever reason you are unable to find one, everything you need is within you. If the last guru died and everyone was ignorant, I'm sure the truth would reveal itself in another way. Deviji, you share there is a Guru Puja mantra that Sadguru's Isha volunteers chant. Well, I'll have to study it for you. If I can help you with that, I absolutely will. I don't think I know it myself. Thank you, dear Rahina, for your heartmeat. Om Namah Shakti Shivaya. Gina, thank you for your trio of roses. Om Kamalyar Mahakalikaye Namah. And dear Brenda, thank you for your heartmeat too. Om Sum Suryaya Namah. Thank you for your thanks, dear Tanner. Much love and light back to you. English does have a lot of words that end in consonants, dear Jordan, that is true. Is this my last stream? It might be on TikTok. We shall see. But I am from Canada. User 1234567, you ask, what's my religion? I will always tell you that my religion is whatever yours is. I hope that whoever I am speaking to, they extend their faith to include me, as I am inclusive to all faiths and all people. That same light that can be found in the path of Christ can be found in the path of the Buddha, that can be found in the path of Krishna, that can be found in the path of Hecate, that can be found in the path of the great chief. No matter what that path may be for you, I trust it will lead you to the same place as mine. We walk together not as enemies, but as contemporaries, as friends, in parallel, in tandem. Evable, of course you may ask. In this body, I'm 23. I think. Last time I checked. Yeah. That's right, Jordan. So much harmonics when chanting. That's why we chant Om. It's like when you're finding your key before singing. La. Got it. Da 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 da. Om. Om Namah Shivaya. Dear Marlon, you ask, would I think of myself as an eclectic spiritual person? You know, my vocabulary may be unique, but it doesn't include eclectic, honestly. I don't know what that means. I don't consider myself much of anything, really. I just consider myself happy to be here. That's right, Chloe. We're all gurus to each other. Thank you. I love yourself for that heart meme. Hello, Gothic girl. G to infinity. Yippee! I got a question from you. If someone has never heard of the Vedas, what would be the first lesson I would teach? I would probably draw parallels to a religion that they're familiar with. In the West, for example, many of us are naturally familiar with Christianity. And I assume that consequently everyone knows that there's a holy text at the center of the religion called the Bible. Practically every spiritual tradition has a set of spiritual revelations that either came from the divine or some divine intermediary. For the Christians, there's actually two, because they're very unique in that they stem from Judaism, and Judaism had their own Bible, the Torah, and that's part of the Christian Bible, differentiated in the Old and New Testament. The New Testament came in the early centuries AD. The Old Testament's probably centuries to thousands of years older than that. For Buddhists, they have various sutras. For Taoists, they have various texts, Tao Te Ching being one of them. For the Sikhs, they have the Guru Granth Sahib. And for the Hindus, they have the Vedas. What makes the Vedas unique? And they're all lovely, by the way. All spiritual revelations have their own unique addition to the worldwide discussion on spirituality. The unique aspect of the Vedas is that they're probably the earliest. Probably. Mind you, the scholarly research is not decided on this. But as far as, way back in time we can go, the earliest revelations we have in humanity is the Vedas, coming from oral traditions at least 3,000 years ago, but maybe thousands of years prior to. We don't exactly know. Another really unique thing about the Vedas is that they've actually led to not just one religion, but many. A whole tapestry of traditions that exist around the Indian subcontinent. Bharat, said to have come from the Himalayas. They formed the basis for Hinduism. But ultimately, the culture and spiritual context of the Buddha was based in the Vedas, though the Buddha later came to famously reject the Karma Kanda portion of the Vedas, the portion dedicated to ritual. Many teachings inherent in the Vedas also led to the other dharmic religions like Sikhism and Jainism, but they have their own texts now that supersede the Vedas. Anyway, the story of Indian spirituality is definitely based in the Vedas, in part. It's also based in the Dravidian culture in the south, but that's a whole other discussion. They have their own set of scriptures called the Agamas, and some people believe that the Agamas even predate the Vedas, but it's very close. Certainly the religion of the south predates the religion of the north. Anyway, what's fascinating about the Vedas is that they are kind of an encyclopedia of all religions. You will find truths there that echo the same teachings you'll find all around the world. So what I really like about the Vedas is that they're almost universal in many ways. That we can draw from them even if you're not Hindu. That there are things in there that are applicable to Christians, to Muslims, to Jews, to Sikhs, to Buddhists, to Taoists, to whatever you're from. The Vedas were an oral tradition for thousands of years before they got written down, and they're written in one of the oldest languages that we definitively know was spoken, Vedic Sanskrit, where so many spiritual terms come from, like yoga and mantra and guru and chakra and kundalini, etc. And I have deep reverence for that language. So I think that would be some of my first talking points for an introduction to the Vedas. I hope that wasn't too long of an introduction. I know there's lots of other topics we can explore together. Thank you, dear Sarah Ann, for your trio of
Tiny Tinies.
Yippee! Stevie G, you ask about yogic culture. Isn't it the Bhagavad Gita? So the Bhagavad Gita is something that came after the Vedas. They're considered a Vedic text, although you won't find it in the Vedas per se. There are various classifications for Vedic scriptures. There's the Samhita, there's the hymns of the Vedas. They get distilled into the Brahma Sutras. The Brahma Sutras get distilled into the Upanishads. The Upanishads get colloquialized in terms of stories called the Puranas. And many of those Puranas come together to form the Itihasas, the epics. One of those epics is called the Mahāmṛtyuñjaya. And a small section of the Mahāmṛtyuñjaya, which mind you is the longest story ever, 80,000 verses, is an 800-verse subset called the Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita is considered so holy, it's often a fifth Veda. There are famously 4 Vedas: Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and Atharva Veda. Sometimes the Bhagavad Gita is called the 5th Veda because it was so influential. But its story was told much later. But yeah, yogic culture comes from the Vedas, ultimately. All the schools of Indian philosophy, the 6 classical schools, including Vedanta, including Yoga, including Sankhya, get their origin in the Vedas. Chloe, you ask, are the Vedas where to start? Great question. No. That's the funniest thing about this whole discussion, is the Vedas are probably the last thing you go to because they're so advanced. You try reading the Vedas directly, you'll just confuse yourself. It's pure cryptic metaphor. You absolutely need to start with something a lot easier, like the Bhagavad Gita. Reading the Rig Veda is like trying to crack a CIA code without having any studies in cryptography. You're thinking, what is this nonsense? It's just random words. Yeah, that's one of the biggest differences between the Vedas and other books, is that most people who are Hindu don't actually read the Vedas. That would be ridiculous for a Christian. Imagine a Christian who doesn't read the Bible. Yeah, but the Bible serves a different kind of spiritual revelation. The Bible is supposed to be accessible. It's supposed to be easy to understand. It's supposed to be intuitive and tell the story of their faith. The Vedas are like the cheat codes of the universe. It is a whole different box of frogs. It requires immense preparation in order to begin to unpack their teachings. That's why there's so many other distillations of the Vedas I mentioned. If anyone is familiar with Judaism's texts, you may know that there's not just the Pentateuch, but there's also the rabbinical tradition of commentaries, which someone can hopefully remind me what the name is. There's a whole other complementary set of scriptures that are written by the rabbis of yore that help you unfold the teachings of the Old Testament. Similarly, there are complementary scriptures to the Vedas that help you understand them, and you usually start with them. Talmud, that's it. Ton, thank you. So the Talmud for the Vedas would be the set of scriptures known as the Upanishads. But even then, even they require their own commentary, which is funny. It's a Talmud for the Talmud. I love Star Wars, dear Uru. Yeah. We are going to have a meditation tonight, dear little black muse. Miyananda, you ask, what do I think of positive nihilism or nihilism? As far as a concise and formal philosophical doctrine, I don't know exactly what positive nihilism formally refers to, but absolutely the kind of joyful sense of meaninglessness is a beautiful thing. That the inherent meaninglessness of this universe is a wonderful thing, because it means that we are destined to create the meaning, to paint upon the stars, just like canvases of a painting that don't decide what painting goes on it. They only hold space for you to use your imagination. I like that aspect of positive nihilism. Much love, dear Vena. Am I drinking wine? No, it looks like that because I'm drinking from a wine glass, but it's actually water. Water with lemon juice. I'm showing you as if you can see the lemon juice. You can see the ginger that I've added to it, ginger powder. Water, lemon juice, ginger powder, and a pinch of salt. It helps me with my tummy troubles. Good electrolytes and for digestion. It's very refreshing. Yeah, I like the color of this wine glass. You can almost see the whole galaxy in it. A chalice. Shares Reina. Yes, dear Sen. You can follow me on Instagram or you can join the Discord server. Dear Elise, thank you for the trio of GGs. Om Som Somaya Namah. And Trainadora Sara, thank you for your tiny. Yippee! Good to know, dear Tiger Slave. Yeah, I've had some people recommend moving to Red Note. I kind of just want to get off TikTok and TikTok equivalents. To be honest, if I am going to switch, I'm probably going to go to a different platform, an established one like YouTube or Instagram. Or maybe Twitch or something like that. We'll see. With all due respect to the platform that I'm streaming from, I never really liked this app. I love the people on it. I love the space we get to have here. But it wasn't my favorite social media. It just happened to be the one I went viral on. So here's my community. I'm actually grateful in a way that I have a reason to go off of it. I would prefer to take this community elsewhere. Radhe, Radhe. Dear Alex, nice to see you. No, I remember going when I first went viral. I woke up the next day, thousands of people following me every minute. I thought, really? This app? Come on. But you work with what you have. And I'm so grateful that we had a chance to meet each other here on this platform. Most people. That is absolutely an honor. Hello, dear user 269. But I will absolutely take into consideration the wishes of the community. Don't feel like anything I say is ever set in stone. If all of you say that we want to be on Red Note, I'll go on Red Note. Don't worry. I won't let my ego get in the way of hosting a community on a space that works for everyone. Thank you, dear Professor Eclipse. Dear Marcel, you have no gift for me today. That's okay. Your presence here is a gift. That's why we call it presence. Well, I hold space for your sadness too. You all should go to the one I like most, dear Fiddle Leaf. Ah, that's very kind of you. I reflect that back on you. The one that makes the most sense for all of you is the one I will go to. I might do multiple. I could have a schedule. Switch it up between different platforms. I'm open. Don't worry. Nice to meet you, dear Joshua. Hello and goodbye, dear Cryo. I am well. Dear Stevie G, you sure I could just do all platforms? Like a multi-handed being, like Mahākali. Yeah. Or Vishnu in his multi-armed form. That's a possibility. My dearest G to infinity, are you still awake? And please let me know ideas if you want to see me on any platform in particular. I'm open to suggestions. You vote the dark web, dear Sky Guardian. That place needs the most light. Yes, G is still here. I think G may be occupied, perhaps in dream. Anyway, I wanted to ask because I know that she appreciates the poetry of Rumi. And I think it's time for another episode of wait for it, Ruminations, where we go through the pocket Rumi and listen to some poetry from the Sufi mystic. Let's read where we continued off. Just diving straight into some poetry from Rumi. Whoever has a particle of heart in her breast will have a hard time living without your love. With the curling links of your locks, anyone who remains sane is mad. Have the aspiration of a falcon and the pride of a leopard. At the time of the hunt be graceful, and be victorious at times of war. Don't get too involved with the nightingale and the peacock. One is all word, and the other all colors. I spent some time around people, but fidelity I neither saw nor smelled in them. It's better to conceal ourselves from the eyes of the people, like water in iron and fire in stone. The secrets of the truth won't be revealed through asking too many questions, nor by giving up all possessions and glories, but only beyond 50 years, when your hearts and your eyes are bloody. From all this talk, no one finds the way to ecstasy. In this world are so many filled with spirit like Jesus. How could it be filled with so many false prophets? How could it be filled with a hard, darkening brine when the water skin of the universe is brimming with such pure water? And in case that wasn't clear, that was not a comparison between Jesus and false prophets. Jesus is accepted as a prophet in Islam, where our Sufi mystic is from. I have a self that is stubborn, drunken, and won't mind its own business. I have a beloved who is delicate, impatient, and easily saddened. From me to my beloved, the prophet is God, and from the beloved to me, God is the messenger. He wishes me to get out of myself. He wishes me to sit in freedom. I was constantly involved with ambition, and now he tells me to break all the chains. I always see the remedy in pain. I see the subtle gift and fidelity in angry quarrels and betrayals. When I look down, I don't see the earth, and when I look up, I don't see the vault of the sky. Whatever I glance at, I see you. I desire fire from your burning sorrow, and I want to take cover under the dust of your threshold. I am in a death struggle with my ailments, and from your presence I ask a moment of happiness. I could reach great heights with your love, and with longing for you I will increase 100-fold. They ask, why are you circling him? O ignorance, I am circling myself. My turban, my robe, and my head, all three are appraised for less than a dirham. Have you not heard of my universal fame? I am nobody, nobody, nobody. Curse at me, I am drunken with your curses and your pleasing death wishes. Bring me the poison, I'll drink it like nectar. I am tamed by you, tamed by you, tamed by you. Last night my beloved was giving me pleasure. I told the night, do not reveal my secrets. Night said, look around yourself. You already have the sun. How can I bring the dawn? I am mad, but they repeatedly ask my advice. I am a stranger, yet they don't banish me. They are like ignorant Hashishin, who come in the night and don't recognize me. But if the day breaks, they would know who I am. You laughed and I cried tears of blood. My sorrow grows. It's not just that you laughed, but when you laughed, my eyes went with you. Now, how will I cry? One day, drinking wine in your tavern of ruin, I offered this robe of mud and water for more wine. Then I saw that the whole world is built from these ruins of yours, continually being built, and I was destroying it. That's what I was doing. The moment I first heard of love, I gave up my soul, my heart, and my eyes. I wondered, could it be that the lover and the beloved are two? No, they have always been one. It is I who have been seeing double. You were an ascetic, and I turned you into a singer. You were mute, and I turned you into a bard. Within the universe, no one knew your name nor any sign of you. I sat down and made you a revealer of secrets. We are puppets in the hands of God. The power is His. We are all beggars. Why are we always trying to outdo each other when we have all come from the same home? Thank you for listening. And we've concluded the selection of poems from Rumi's Rubaiyat. This has been another episode of Ruminations. Now we're back to Mananam. Thank you, dear Jeffrey, for the heart me and meteor shower that you had sent. Oh, how beautiful. Whenever there's a meteor shower, our citizens of Earth like to make a wish. Why don't we all make a wish together, inspired by that gift? Thank you, John Simon Ritchie, for your heart, me and Rose. Om Aim Saraswatyai Namah. I concur, dear Donzuela. Rumi's poetry is so profound, romantic, so appreciative of life itself. Thank you, Rumi. And thank you for listening. Wow, thank you, dear Jeffrey. For a trio of galaxies. Oh, not just one whole collection of stars that line our night sky. Not two, but a trio. May one galaxy go towards representing the journey we've had thus far. May one symbolize the galaxy of beings that have come in this moment, right now. And may another represent all of the light that shines on our path forward as we go together in grace. Thank you. Om Namah Karim Ambita Me Shorim Nadita Me Harim Devita Me Aim Saraswatyai Swaha. Thank you, dear Jeffrey. Take care. Hello, dear Lucas. I'll find a way to be with you. Don't worry. All of you. Thank you, Gina, for your rose. Om Sadhyo Jatam Prapadhyami Sadhyo Jataya Vai Namo Namah Bhave Nati Bhave Bhavaswabham Bhavod Bhavaya Namah. Dear Davis, thank you for the heart me you had sent too. Om Vamadevaya Namo Jeshtaya Namosh Namah Shrishtaya Namo Rudraya Namah Kalaya Namah Kalevekaranaya Namo Balaya Namo Balevekaranaya Namo Balapramatanaya Namah Sarva Bhuta Damanaya Namo Manonmanaya Namah. And thank you, Andre, for your tiny diamond. Yippee! May we celebrate our cosmic connection, honor the journeys of all beings here, embrace our light ahead, and share grace in our unity. Marcel, you had asked, oh yes, I can see your message, dear Tattvamasi. I saw that one. Marcel, you had asked, why 41 years old is not a celebration for you? I celebrate for you, dear Marcel, even if it does not feel like one for you. Indeed, the older we get, I think the more melancholic our celebrations become on the passage of time, because we know that we only have so much left in this body, in this mind. But we can be grateful for the time we've had, and we can continue to look forward to moments, as I celebrate for you, many more trips around our sun to come. But yes, birthday sadness is a real thing. It can be overwhelming, in more than just one way. Forgive yourself. If there was any day you were allowed to feel exactly as you are, it would be your birthday. Hopefully, however, you are allowed to feel as you are every day. Dear Wilma, you ask if we can take a prayer for your family. Absolutely. Yes. Pray for your family, dear Wilma. Whatever challenges they may be facing right now, may this be the catalyst needed for change to usher in all sorts of new possibilities. May there be healing, may there be grace, and may there be happiness. Dear the favorite feminine, you're wondering, are the beads for anything other than fashion? Why, yes. There's something called a sacred thread in India. It symbolizes many things, like one's entry into studying holy scriptures, but most importantly, it's a protective element that represents divine providence. This sacred thread happens to be made up of 6 different strands, each strand with Rudraksha beads. In a various Upanishad, a minor Upanishad, a Rudraksha something Upanishad, it says that you can put Rudraksha seeds on a sacred thread. I have done so. This has 1008 on them. It represents part of my devotion to Rudra, a very attractive form of the divine for me, the one who has roared the universe into being. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. Thank you, dear little moth, for your rose. Tatpurushaya vidmahe Mahadevaya dhimahi Tanno Rudra prachodayat. Dear Carol, I am in Canada. Girly Pop, you ask, what makes a prayer powerful? According to me, the power of a prayer is proportional to the authenticity and vulnerability of the message and your faith that it gets delivered to where it needs to get delivered to. The more faith you have, the more authenticity you have, the more vulnerability you have in your prayers, the more powerful they are. Also, gratitude. Gratitude for things absolutely energizes the universe's ability to answer your prayers. It's like the currency for answered prayers. The more you are grateful for, the more prayers will be answered. Hello, dear Ingrid. Thank you, dear Marcy, for your finger heart. Here's one for you. Om Ishan Sarva Vidyanam Ishwar Sarva Bhutanam Brahmadipati Brahmanodhipatir Brahma Shivo Me Astu Sa Eva Sada Shiva Om. I recommend that everyone pray for something, even if you are not religious. You don't have to pray to anything you don't believe in. But if you take a moment to just exercise what's in your heart that has immediate somatic and psychological benefits, especially in the morning or before you go to sleep, just setting your intentions for the day. You can even pray to yourself. You know, I pray that I'll be able to have the courage and confidence that I know is within me, that deeper part of me comes through, shines through. Today I hope to be able to do everything I need to do, see everything I need to see, help with everything I need to help with, grow in any way in which I need to grow. It doesn't have to be delivered to a deity. You can deliver it to your innermost self. Thank you, little moth, for another rose. Om Narayanaya Vidmahe Mahadevaya Dhimahi Tano Vishnu Prachodayat. Yes, I did hear that, dear drill. Our intentions really transform our day. It's just a simple thing you can try out. No pressure. But try setting your intention for the day. I like to do it before my feet touch the ground in the morning. As I roll out of bed, before my feet touch the ground, I go, oh, wait. And then I set my intentions for the day with a prayerful attitude, with no expectations, knowing that the prayer itself is the reward. Having another day to pray for is the reward. Grateful for that opportunity. Before we go to sleep can be another great time to do so. Anytime there's a transition, either between states of consciousness, waking and sleep, or before and after journeys. In the spirit of karma yoga, in the spirit of living one with the action itself, the gift is never what comes from the action, but to even be engaged with life. Just to jazz you up, what kind of prayer would I do at the end of the day? I would do a prayer of gratitude and accountability for the things that maybe I wanted to do today but was unable to. And pray for a good sleep, of course. To find rest and let go of any things that might keep me from rejuvenating, so that I may fall asleep in peace and wake up in peace. Hi. For example, we may pray that we are thankful. We just want to get that message of thankfulness out for all the things that were a grace today. Not because the divine needs to hear it, but because it sharpens our ability to look for things to be grateful for in the future. Every day, if we can reflect on something that felt like a grace, felt like the universe gave us an opportunity to do something or experience something, and we become even better at looking for those things. Dear Don Suela, you share that some of the Sangis are now experiencing their access being restricted. The ship is going down. Man the lifeboats. Put on the life jackets. Musicians, begin to play. I noticed a lull in the comments. Dear Maggie G is still watching, but she cannot comment. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah, I'm in the Canada. In the future, I'll certainly have a section in the Discord dedicated to messages. In fact, I can even maybe set that up right now for those that are watching. I can keep a little chat open in case anyone wants to still message while we are live. Namaste, dear Julia. Just give me a minute. If anyone wants to join the Discord, Hridaya Kasha. It's linked in the link tree in the bio. But yeah, in the, let's say, in the basic communication channel, I see that Sky Guardian has done some restructuring. Let me create a stage channel. A stage channel. I will call it, I don't know what to call it. Live streaming, maybe, something like that. Stevie G and Gigi have been shut out of TikTok. That's funny. Gigi is Canadian. I know Stevie G is in America, though. And it'll be a stage channel. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Sky G. Ah, yes, Sky G is in America. I think Gigi is asleep. Alright, I've created a new channel in my Discord called Live Streaming. And you can, it has a chat section too. I think I have to start an, no, never mind. I thought I had to start an event for the chat to be live, but no, you can still have a chat there. I'll ping everyone. Everyone here at least. I do have a YouTube channel. I'm not live streaming from the YouTube channel though. I wonder if I can stream from the Discord as well at the same time. See if there's any conflict between the resources like my webcam, microphone. Oh, there's music. Can I turn on... Oh, I think it's already detecting my microphone. I just gotta make sure that it's not stealing the microphone from TikTok. And will it allow me to also use my webcam at the same time? Does not appear so. So that's something I'll have to figure out in the future, is how to have a webcam that works streaming on multiple platforms. But you know what? I do have another camera, just my laptop camera. I wonder if this would work. It's not the it does work. It's not the greatest quality. There we go. We figured out how to stream on 2 places simultaneously. I wonder what microphone is being used. Still figuring this all out. Oh good, it's using the right one. Oh, perfect. Alright, this is fun. Oh, and I see the comments are, hello dear water wind. So TikTok is officially gone for many of you. Dear Cody Jane, you can't access either, even though your phone is based in Norway with a Norwegian SIM card. Interesting. Good to know, everyone. Well, we will be ending with a guided, or a chanting. We can do that shortly. Let me see if I can make the lighting a little less washed out on my laptop camera. But this works. No, I'm in Canada. Thank you, dear Jan Deeg, for the heart me you had sent. Om Pram Hanumate Namah. Dear little moth, thank you for your heart me as well. Om Aghorebhyo Ta Ghorebhyo Aghora Ghore Dharebhyam Sarvatash Sarva Sarvebhyo Namaste Rudra Rupebhyam. For those watching on TikTok, you can find my Discord server linked in the link tree in my bio. For those watching on Discord, you're already there. If you don't know what the Discord icon looks like, it looks like a little gaming controller with 2 eyes. Hello, dear Gina. You're still here. Thank you, Cat Ladybird, for your trio of roses. Om Shri Mahalakshmiyai Namah. And dear little moth, thank you for your quintet of roses. Om Khang Jahnavyai Namah. So, I think it's probably a good time to go out with a bang with a nice mantra chanting session, if you're interested. Allow me to switch scenes on TikTok. You won't see this if you're watching on the Discord. To the Nihilism scene. Tonight I wanted to end with a mantra representing finality. I'll put it on screen right now for those watching in the recording and also live on TikTok. I'll also copy the text so I can put it in Discord chat for those who are watching live on Discord. Let me tell you a bit about this mantra, and then I'll turn down the jazz music and we'll chant it 108 times together. This mantra is dedicated to Lord Shiva, who is the great Mahadeva. He embodies the paradox of destruction as a precursor to creation. He's the eternal yogi, the cosmic dancer, Nataraja, who gracefully performs the Tandava, intertwining annihilation and renewal into a seamless cosmic rhythm. The chant, which is Om Ham Jom So Namah Shivaya, is imbued with potent bijas, they're called, each a seed of divine force. I am sure all of you are familiar with the bija Om, the primordial bija, or sound, encompassing the universe's essence. There's also Ham, which is a protective and empowering energy akin to Shiva's fierce aspects. There's Jom, symbolizing invincibility and a shield of divine grace. And finally, Sa, which, when taken into account of Sanskrit grammar called Sandhi rules, it becomes so, but it means the essence of ultimate truth and liberation. Chanting this sacred mantra 108 times invites Shiva's grace, calling forth his auspicious presence and blessing the seeker with clarity and liberation, known in Sanskrit as moksha. Through Shiva's benevolent gaze, one is guided toward the finality of worldly attachments, easing the transition into spiritual freedom. May this practice fill your heart with Shiva's tranquil power, dear soul, allowing his eternal wisdom to resonate like the Om chanting through the vastness of your being. I had help from our digital assistant Mataji in writing this summary and introduction to this chant. So without further ado, as I said, I'd turn down the jazz music and chant it 108 times as we say goodbye to TikTok for the Americans, as that is what has happened on this day, on the 18th of January. Alright. I'll be chanting on a Rudraksha Mala. And if you want some pointers of the vowels, you should know the O's, the Ows, the Oos, the Ahs with the lines above it are long. O's and Ows are always long. The M with the dot under it is known as the Anuswara, the inner sound, and it's a nasalization. The H with the dot under it is an exhale, called the Visarga, an expulsion of breath. And the S with the accent is just your regular palatal sibilant, sh, sh, in Shiva. Altogether, it sounds like Om Ham Jom So Namah Shivaya. We'll start just before the Guru bead, and we'll end just before also. Thank you for being here with me. Om Ham Jom So Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Ham Jum 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 So Namah Shivaya.
I am Narishina.
You have spawned into existence. Hello, Narshina. I did not expect to have you here. My goodness. Yes, we are also streaming from the Discord. There's a stage. I am so sorry. I don't know how you came up here, but you weren't supposed to get up here. My goodness. I think one of the moderators must have let you up here. But anyway, I missed count now where I was in the Rudraksha. I'll just start over again. I'm sure it was a divine synchronicity, however. Om Ham Jum So Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Ham Jom 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 So Namah Shivaya. Pardon me. Om Ham Jom So Namah Shivaya. 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 Salutations to the auspicious one. Thank you for listening, chanting along with me. May we embrace New beginnings. Namaste. That concludes our meditation, our nididhyasana. Good morning, dear G. Hello again. Welcome everyone that joined. I'm actually trying to stream from my Discord, but I don't know if people can actually hear me from there. Appears to be a learning experience for us all to undergo together. I have an idea. I wonder if I can... Yeah, I have a very sneaky idea to give audio to the people who are watching in Discord right now. Just have to look for out B2. Maybe you can hear me in the Discord now. I'm not sure. You can let me know. Obviously, if I don't hear from anyone saying that they can hear me, then the answer is no. Anyway, I won't bother myself too much with the technical difficulties. Thank you for everyone who sent a gift while we were meditating. Dear Jay, thank you for your confetti. Om Bhram Bhairvaya Namo Namah. Dear Trainadora Sarah, thank you for your rose. Harihi Om Tat Sat. And dear Davis, thank you for your rose as well. Om Namah Shakti Shivaya. As we end, let me turn back up the jazz music. Say goodbye. Thank you everyone for being here with me. So this may be the last live stream we do on TikTok, as it's officially closed in the US. But I'm from Canada. As for why, you can still see me on TikTok. Stay connected. You can go to the link tree in my bio. There's a Discord server there called Hridaya Kasha. Everyone is welcome. I will be posting these live streams on my YouTube channel, Yamsox Lives, as I have been for the year now, and the meditation and the reading sessions and the show and tells, they all have their own dedicated playlists there. No, Canada is not affected by the TikTok ban. I am Canadian indeed. Thank you everyone who still may be here from the US, shares Dansuela. You will see us all in the Discord. Thank you to my lovely moderators for helping keep the peace. If I change platforms, when I change platforms, I would love to have you there as moderators too. I'll keep you all updated on what I'm doing on the Discord server. But for all the TikTok viewers, thank you for the journey we've had thus far. I'm grateful to it, and yet I'm open for new beginnings, and I look forward to see where the path takes us. No, I'm not in the US. I am in Canada. Why stop TikTok? Well, because most of my viewers are American. And so I have to keep that in mind. And it's not about me. It's about all of you. Having a space for you. If one person is left behind, then what does that say about our community? All of the people who may be left behind by this in America, even though I'm not American myself, we must make sure that they we must keep them with us wherever we go. So I'll transition to a platform that works for most people. Yeah. Like YouTube or Instagram or a bunch of things, combination of things. No Sanghi gets left behind. Anyway, everyone's welcome to join the Discord server, as I've mentioned probably many times throughout this live stream thus far. This will be the end of this live stream. Thank you, everyone. May this be an offering to the divinity within you. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead us from the unreal to the real, from darkness to the light, from death to deathlessness. Om, may there be peace in us, may there be peace in our environment, and may there be peace in the forces that act on us. May you all have a wonderful rest of your present moment. Thank you, Ragnhildur, for your good night. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good wherever you are in time. See you.